everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Had a great day. Today we are in Park City, Utah, and we're finally getting the chance to experience the all-new, the first ever fully EV Cadillac, that being the all-new Cadillac Lyriq. So here's the game plan today. First, I'm gonna give you a tour of this all-new Lyriq, and then we're gonna hop inside, check out all the new technology that you get to experience as the driver. And then we're gonna take it out on these beautiful mountain roads over here in Utah and find out what the first ever, again, EV Cadillac is all about. Right away, what do you think of the all-new Cadillac EV? Well, that being the Lyriq, I love the name. It's super futuristic, and seeing this vehicle, I mean, it's eye candy. People on the street, they're not sure what it is, so driving it around, we're getting tons of great reactions, and that's part of the appeal for a vehicle like this. This is part of the future. You want to be a bit edgy with it and make a big statement. Look at this front end. What you'll notice about it is that right away, yes, you don't have the big intakes and grills that you normally find with every vehicle on the planet almost, because they're, well, ICE or gas powered. Being gas powered, you need that airflow to come into the front end of the vehicle to cool down the engine compartment and also bring air and feed it to the engine. Well, with an EV, since there's no engine right here, everything is underneath. So this is running on the Ultium battery platform, the same platform that you'll find with the Hummer EV, but it's been scaled differently. And what do I mean by that? Well, the Ultium battery platform is a platform that you find within the GM family, and they're able to scale it so that you can increase the battery pack module for more strenuous and demanding vehicles. For example, the Hummer EV is an off-roader, and being an off-roader and having 1,000 horsepower, obviously you need a lot of energy. So with the Hummer EV, you have a 24-pack module, a version of what you find with this vehicle. Basically, this is a 12 module, and the 24 is like another 12 module Ultium battery system stacked on top. This battery system is actually rated at 100 kilowatt hours, and you get 340 horsepower. What are your thoughts of the styling of this new Lyriq? This front grille is amazing. There's a lot of detail hidden away right here that'll take forever to get into, but just imagine multi-layers and translucent materials to make these lines pop and have an emphasis over the futuristic aspects of this front end. And all these lights will choreograph to whatever you're doing. So if you're walking up, it'll unlock, and you'll have a special unlock sequence, which I'll show you now. Overall, the design is my favorite part so far of the Lyriq because it makes a statement, it's bold, and it's unlike anything else out there. And here's the main point I want to highlight. It looks like an actual SUV. It doesn't look like a bland, faceless vehicle. It's got personality, it's got style, and I think that's one major thing it's got going for it. Coming down to the wheels and tires, you actually have optional 22-inch diamond split spoke wheels, which look phenomenal on the vehicle. It's got a presence. Anyways, let me pop the frunk in the trunk to show you how much storage space you actually have. Being EV, then let's get on the road and see how it drives. Coming all the way to the doors, just press in on this indentation and the door will pop open, pull out, and then you're all set. Come all the way down here and pop the hood like you normally would. And here we go, opening it up. So what's going on right here? It looks like the engine cover to a Cadillac. So unlike other EVs in the market, you don't have a huge frunk, but you do have access to all your wiper fluids and other essentials all throughout. This is actually just a cover, and if you get the all-wheel drive version with the motor up front, the motor would be underneath. Now, lastly, moving to my second most favorite view of the Lyriq is the rear end. So futuristic with all these amazing LEDs that wrap around the hatch going all the way down with this silver metallic. Look at the flakes in that paint job. It looks next level. Then you have these little indentation cut out LED taillights going all the way towards the middle where the rear camera is. Coming down, this badge, this Cadillac badge, will light up as will the front. You have the model insignia 450E and then Lyriq on the left. But coming down here, these LEDs on the side are three-dimensional. So you can see on the inside, the lights can be viewed from an angle. But then you can see a whole different side of that angle from the outside. And the way it's positioned with the body formations kind of protruding outwards creates a wide body and aggressive effect towards the rear end of the vehicle. And I love this low profile roof right here that contours down at a really sharp angle, giving an aggressive fastback style to the vehicle. This spoiler is actually functional, and you have this really neat LED taillight placed all the way in the middle. Another neat design aspect to highlight is that the rear bumper towards where the fenders are for the back tires, it protrudes outwards, and this creates an effect whereas rocks won't keep hitting the side paint job. Here we go, unlocking it. Opens up by itself. You have more Cadillac plaques all throughout the vehicle. So massive, massive rear trunk out back. So yes, you're not getting the full access to the front compartment, but you still have plenty of storage room to use this as a SUV. Anyway, Zoe, let's hop inside and see what it's like. Okay, here we are inside the Cadillac. Wow, it looks absolutely amazing in here. Everything that you look at, the fit and finish, looks so custom. Definitely, I can see where the designers were coming from when they're talking about how this is not a parts bin vehicle. Everything looks so bespoke and custom made for this SUV. Even down to the AC controls where you aim it, it's got this nice Cadillac texturized finish on it. Everywhere you look just looks beyond high quality. They even have a USB Type-C port way down here next to this metal finish that says Cadillac, where you put your phone, I believe, where that's what I did at least, way down here. Even down to the Cadillac spin dial. It looks almost like jewelry with the way each and every single line has been carved out of this metal on all sides, and having that glass finish reminds me of the Rolls-Royce Dawn I drove not too long ago. I love the wood as well. You even have a special pocket hidden away that you push in, it'll pull all the way out, and it's got this really nice blue leather finish. Put your sunglasses in there, I suppose, and you should be all set and ready to go. Now let's turn on this EV and see how it drives. This display in front of us is 33 inches and it's fully touchscreen. No, you don't have blocks of rectangular, let's say 15 and 17 inch displays on either side. No. This is all interconnected. It's like buying a curved monitor for your PC. So to get going, just push in on this stalk and pull back, and now we are in drive, and there's no noises going on. Currently we are in sport mode with our gauge cluster selected, but let's go ahead and turn on our maps to see how that looks for this amazing mountain road. Whoa, this is really futuristic. The steering feel is nicely weighted. It's very polished when it comes to your inputs, and I can kind of hear some special EV noises going on right now. I see what you're doing, Cadillac. It's so weird being in a Cadillac that makes absolutely no noise. I was driving the Blackwing. I even tracked it recently. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to check it out. What's it getting in this? It shows me how on one end of the spectrum you can have that raw V8 Cadillac with a manual, or on the other side of the spectrum, you can have the latest and greatest when it comes to next-gen future EV technology. Though I do like this map display, I'm excited to check out the other ones. Let's hit energy. This should give us active feedback. It's showing us how much electricity is being used, I believe, and then how much we are gaining back from the adaptive regenerative systems. What's really cool that I want to highlight is that to our left, we actually have this paddle switch that basically acts as a brake on the steering wheel, but maybe not exactly that either, because what's going on is that, let's say that you're driving normally, you let off on the gas pedal, the vehicle will slow itself down with the one pedal drive. But if you want to get much more of that regenerative braking, I guess you could say, you can click this switch and it slows you down much harder. Doing so, you can see how to our left, the green icon on the display fills up. That's telling you that you're regaining electric charge. It's using that energy and it's absorbing it, transferring it to the Ultium battery system underneath us. Look at this guy go. Here we go, drive mode. Click this right here, and let's click on sport mode. Sport mode essentially is gonna tighten up the steering feel, give you a better brake pedal response. It's more instantaneous. Not just that, the suspension is gonna be more adaptive, more stiff to maintain that chassis composure in the corners. You know what, let's test that out. Let's one pedal cannon carve and then use this extra brake booster to slow us down and give us more electricity back in the system. Let's do it, full throttle. Trust me, when you hit the pedal, it definitely puts you back in your seat. It's not the fastest thing out there. It's definitely no Plaid, but obviously it's not. It doesn't have 1,000 horsepower, but it's quick. And if I roll out the windows a little bit more, we can, instead of listening to the wind, since there's no exhaust noise outside, we can get a feel for how quiet and how amazing the AKG noise canceling speakers are handling. I'll just be quiet for a second. Nothing's happening. I've never been in a vehicle so quiet in my life, but hit the gas pedal, I mean the electric pedal, and then you'll start hearing some fun noises. For weighing close to 6,000 pounds, it actually handles itself very well. It throws you back into your seat, and that's exactly what you want. The throttle is near instantaneous. It's not like the second you hit the gas pedal or the electric pedal, you get the input. It's a split second between the actual thrill of being thrown back in your seat and you putting your foot to the floor. I am very happy with the way it's tuned because that slight delay feels more natural to me. It's less abrupt. So if you accidentally stab the pedal, it's not going to jolt you back instantaneously. You have a tiny bit of leeway, which helps when it comes to driver input. Altogether, you have 300 miles of driving range, and driving this vehicle all day today so far, I've not seen much degradation in terms of the mileage and also the power. Some EVs, when you start getting on the power over and over again, you can start seeing how the acceleration tapers off and decreases. Though I haven't really noticed it yet. However, we're not really pushing the vehicle on the racetrack. And it's not a track car first. This is a luxury sport utility vehicle. Anyways, moving on from that, this being the rear-wheel drive model, you may be wondering, how does that work with the powertrain? Essentially, we have one motor in the back that is sitting on the rear axle, and that's powering the two back tires. But if you want the all-wheel drive variant, what's going to happen is that they're going to add another motor to the front, underneath the frunk, which will power the two front tires. Altogether, that's four-wheel drive. Being an EV, the design team, was able to accomplish a much more spacious and open cabin to make the experience even more comfortable. They're really highlighting that design aspect, and I have to say, it feels spacious and it feels like a SUV. It doesn't feel like a gimmick or a golf cart first. What I actually can understand is that the team was mentioning how 2/3 of the buyers of this new Lyriq that they've seen so far are young buyers and with a higher income, essentially like 125 grand and up. This vehicle is reaching a whole new potential audience bracket for Cadillac. They're jumping into the EV space with a niche product that will find a great spot in terms of all the different vehicles out there. And their number one seller is, guess where? California. As you'd guess, right? 78% of these buyers are new to Cadillac. the composure feels really good. And with this 5-way multi-link suspension with frequency adaptive dampers, it's actively adjusting to the road conditions to a very, very far degree. And you can feel how driver confident it makes you just in these corners over here. I don't notice a crazy amount of body roll and rotation. It's nicely dialed back with the dampening. Here we go, 0 to 60, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action. This is so about 5 seconds, 0 to 60. From me counting on top of my head, and that sounds about right to what they've stated. So you're not getting an instant jump off the line, though it's not the all-wheel drive model. This feels luxurious. This feels like a proper Cadillac, and everywhere that we look in this cockpit just screams of next generation, the future. The team was very adamant about how this is not going to have any of those part spin parts that people talk about all the time when it comes to new vehicles coming out from similar chassis and so forth. This though is completely bespoke, and you can tell right away in front of us with a 33-inch display that is fully connected, fully seamless, and curved. It's fully touchscreen no matter where you press it. You don't just have a Wi-Fi hotspot built in, but check out this display right here. It's called Vehicle Info. This is gonna be the most responsive display I've ever seen in a vehicle. You can spin on your own 3D version of your car. I wonder if the color will change to whatever color you get. That'd be really awesome to see. But you can click on whatever you want, right? The plus sign, what does that mean? 38 PSI right now? What? If we can see the left side tire pressure, if we spin to the right, can we see the right side tire pressure? 41, and what is that on the front? 38. So you can see independently each tire pressure for each tire through this your own 3D model of your car. Next test, we're going to see if it spins on its own. Yeah, a little bit. You get an extra rotation out of it. For the value, for what you're getting, it's a pretty good proposition, because compared to the e-tron, the Audi, that's about $71,000. The Jag is $67,000, and this is only $62,990. Overall, you can buy this Cadillac right here for less than both the Jaguar I-Pace and the Audi e-tron, but still get more mile range. Compared to the Model X, this is still a better built vehicle in my opinion. It's not as fast, I will say that. The Tesla has it on the speed and the thrill factor of being thrown back in the seat. But the build quality, again, I really gravitate towards a nicely built automobile that makes you feel like your money is well spent. Then compared to the Mach-E, I would take this any day over the Mach-E. It's definitely set a totally new bar in terms of craftsmanship when it comes to EVs on the marketplace. To be honest with you, it doesn't make itself too apparent that it is an EV. Some EV cars I've been in, it's very apparent that you're driving almost like a golf cart. You've got your screen tacked on right here, there's nothing in front of you, and there's nothing really anywhere in the cabin. But in this car, I feel like I'm in a proper luxury vehicle. Look around us right now. Wow, this trip out, I mean, exploring the wilderness up here in the mountains, silently driving around the environment, not disturbing any of the animals. Honestly, I'm super impressed. This vehicle marks a totally different era for EV cars, in my opinion, because it's just so luxurious and well built for the price tag. It doesn't feel like it's coming off a cheap assembly line, nothing like that. It's bespoke and it feels special. My only complaint is, it's not as fast as a lot of the competition out there, but driving it, that complaint kind of goes away, because I realize how it's still quick, it's still fun to drive, and that's all that matters. You don't need the fastest SUV on the planet. You want an SUV that makes you enjoy living in the moment. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button to help me out, and subscribe for much more great content coming out your way. I'll see all of you in the next episode.